The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, has said that the federal government will soon distribute 2,000 tractors to farmers across the country as part of efforts to achieve dry season and all-year farming. Speaking during an interview on Arise News in September, Kyari explained that the tractors and implements commissioned earlier in the year would not be for show, but for direct use in enhancing productivity.
You're absolutely correct, Mr. President. Commissioned those 2,000 tractors and 9 different implements to go with 9,000 different implements to go with those 2,000 tractors. But at the time that that commissioning was done, you would agree with me that land preparation for the wet season had passed, had gone. Nobody would use a tractor at that time. So, and logistics for distribution of the tractors is being worked out. These tractors are not going to be there for show. We are working out modalities where we're going to have trackers on these tractors. They will be geo-fenced, they will be geo-located. Anybody who had been allocated that tractor must have a specific number of hours that he can cultivate in terms of hectares and number of hours a year. If you own, for instance, if you own an 80 or 100 hectare farm and you are allocated a tractor can do almost 500 hectares a year. So we must make sure that in your own locality, because you are getting these tractors at a concessionary price, at a subsidized price. So you must also pass on those prices to your neighbors, those that cannot afford the tractors, but you would have to do that. So we're working out the modalities, and very soon we're going to roll out these tractors so that we can face especially the dry season and all year round farming that Mr. President is encouraging. Now let me even talk about the green imperative. Yeah, she mentioned the green imperative. Mr. President had been to Brazil 3 times so far, and at every point it's green imperative is at the forefront. Now, for emphasis, green imperative started way back in 2017. But believe me, within the last 2 years, what green imperative, even the Brazilians were surprised, the traction that it had achieved under Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's administration. Never has it been what had been done within the last 8 years. In these past 2 years, we have gotten to a point where we had signed agreements, we had signed MOUs, and now what we're looking at is the funding mechanism for the Green Imperative program, which is in the first instance about $1 billion.
That was the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security talking about how the farm tractors and other farm implements will be put to use. But over a month after that interview, these tractors worth 50 billion naira and launched 4 months ago by President Bola Tinubu to boost food production have not been distributed. To get more on that, Kabir Ibrahim, president of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, joins me now on the news. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Oh, you listen to the minister. Unfortunately, very soon does not exist on the calendar because it's not a date. But he says very soon. Perhaps you can help us. Have you seen these tractors? Have your members been given these tractors? What do you know about them?
Well, we were at the launch.
At the launch?
Yeah, we saw them, and we are happy that the minister has said that they are working out modalities on distribution. And I think we should do that sensibly. Some of the tractors may not even work in the riverine areas. They are too heavy to be there. So we need to identify the areas that we will send them and in what quantities. We need to understand exactly the needs so that they will not be idle. So it's good that they will take time to really do this appropriately. We have 2,000 tractors. We have 774 local government areas. Some of the local government areas, as I said, will not use some of these tractors, and almost all the smallholder farmers cannot afford them. So you need to really give them to clusters of farmers. If I was given the distribution, for instance, when I was president of Poultry Association of Nigeria, we used to get allocation of maize from the strategic reserve. And we looked at poultry broadly. Like every state of the Federation had poultry farmers. And we had chairmen in all the states. But we had preponderance of poultry in the southwest. So what I did was, anytime we had a consignment, the first thing rule of thumb was 2 trucks for each state in the southwest.
Okay.
1 truck for each state in other locations. Then if we had some left, we looked at people who could afford and who had large farms, then allocate to them. Like that, you know, if I was allowed to distribute the 2,000 tractors, I would first look at the 774 local governments.
Okay.
And I would allocate 2 tractors per local government. And that I would have 1,548 thereabout. Then I would look at those areas that need the most. Then I would probably give them 2. Take Kano, for instance, 44 local governments. If I give each local government 2 additional ones, I would be giving 88. Then like that, I would allocate them. And this is, you know, simplistic, but realistic.
It does make a lot of sense when you put it that way. But let me ask you, I mean, are you concerned that we plan to get these tractors, we procured them, and then they are here and sitting idle? Are you concerned about that? The process for, you know, putting these tractors to use, does it worry you that there's an efficiency problem here, or do you understand the delay as a farmer yourself?
Well, look, as like Oliver Twist, the farmer is always asking for more. So we are definitely anxious to put those tractors to use. But as I said, you are looking at a polity that is very diverse. You have to also look at the cost of the machinery. You have to also look at how you allocate to the different places. And you have to also determine whether you are going to give these things free of charge or you are going to charge, subsidize them and things like that. So I believe the process can be faster. They can, you know, they can be faster. And I hope that they will be faster. That's it.
You know, you made a very valid point earlier saying that, you know, it has to be sensible in sharing. But as the president of All Farmers Association of Nigeria, I would have to ask you, have you been contacted by the government on how this should be shared and how this should work? Are you on board
well,
on
look,
this program?
I can assure you that at the launch, we had a broad idea on how it would be. When we looked at the prices per one and the capacity, horsepower, I mean, you know, between 80, 70, 80, 90, whatever. So we, as farmers, we would know exactly where these would be deployed and how they would be deployed. And we are asked questions. We give our own contributions as to what. But we are not in government. We are an advocacy group. We are just asking the government to do it a lot faster. Simple.
Do you believe you should be carried along in the process?
Oh, we have been carried along.
You have been carried along.
All the time. I mean, why were we invited to the launch?
Okay.
Yes.
So, and now that you know the tractor so well because you've talked about weight and the feasibility in some areas of the country, how much of a difference will this program make to the government's plan to boost food production and ensure food security? How much of a difference will it make?
A lot of difference. You are replacing human power with machine power. So you are adding mechanical advantage. There will be more mileage that you can cover using a machinery than allowing the man to use hoe and the cutlass. Definitely it will make a whole lot of difference.
Great. And in 30 seconds before I let you go, if tractors remain unused for several months as they are after delivery, are there any possible implications in terms of maintenance or productivity?
Well, you see, I don't know the technology, but I believe they are diesel run. And diesel run auto, you know, from applied mechanics.
Okay.
They don't suffer that much in lubrication.
Okay.
But of course, because the reality is that in Nigeria, we do rain-fed agriculture. So whether they are with the government or with even the farmers, there are times when they are kept for like 6 months without use.
Okay.
And therefore, this delay is not anything that will worry me.
Okay.
But what I think is we must deploy this to the farms because we used a lot of money to procure them. So keeping them for a long period of time without putting them to use is going to be wasteful. I mean, you're going to lose You know, I'm a businessman.
I can tell.
Yeah, so that's it. We are advising government to fasten the process of distribution and put those equipment to use, and then walk the talk of accelerating the attainment of food security.
Great.
By bringing automation into the whole thing. Don't leave us to be subsistent farmers for long. We are very grateful that we are even expecting other windows of supply.
Okay.
Because we are assured that, you know, the minister was talking of the tractors probably coming from Brazil. These are from Belarus. So we are happy when government makes these pronouncements, but we'll be happier if they are implemented.
I mean, a happy farmer means a happy Nigerian to get from farm to plate what you eat. Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim, President of the All Farmers Association of Nigeria, for sharing your thoughts and educating us on this matter. Please